For some motherfuckers, Jan Nepomniachtchi has been eliminated of the World Cup. He maybe is my favorite player in the world. Yes, maybe my favorite player has been eliminated of the World Cup and of the road to the candidates. So now Nepo have no chances of reach the candidates. I hope that Nepo could reach candidates and then beat Gugues and became finally world champion in classical games. But yesterday he played a very bad game against Iptayangos, an Indian Grand Master, and he lost the game. So okay, I'm going to analyze the game. Okay, Nepo open with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and Nepo goes with the Spanish opening, a6, bishop a4, knight f6, sword castle, bishop e7. One second. Okay, bishop e7, rook e1, b5, bishop e3, and now deep triangles for the marshal. But Nepo choose the anti-marshal with a4. That's the most employed move in the elite players. I had employed this a4 move many times in my own games. Before, I never lost with this move a4, but I have not so much wins. But I have many draws with a4. But okay, I zero loses, so it's fine. Before before here was the move. After a4, black have many ways to play. One was bishop b7. Yes, bishop b7 and before are the two principal moves. Before d6, d takes. And now black should take or with the knight or with the pawn. If pawn takes, here I know the move knight d2 and okay, later white plan is going to be, for example, a5, h3, queen e2. In some moments, black is going to play bishop c5, so bishop c4 followed by knight b3 used to be fine. But D'Artagnan here, he take with the knight, 25. And okay, here the move that I know and I employ in two games was knight takes c5, d takes, and queen e2. Here, one opponent play against me bishop c5, bishop e3. Here, knight d4 is not possible because queen c4 attacking both pieces. A5 was other interesting move, rook d1, queen, bishop a6, queen f3, queen c8, and very interesting here, bishop g5 to give this bishop and the black dark square bishop is going to be so bad, and white is going to play in the right squares with the knight and with the bishop. Now bishop b7 here, of course, are logical too. In that game, I remember that I played rook d1 followed by bishop g5, but 92 was slightly better according to the machine. But okay, Nepo goes with 92, who is a completely normal move. I know 92 is fine, is another option. I just used to play knight 85, but 92 was completely fine. And here, Victorian has many moves, like for example, 97 was another option, but he played a5 just because, okay, both players want to play a5, taking space. If white can, he's going to play a5, and if black can, he's going to play a5. So a5 by black, very good move, taking space in the queen side, and now giving this square for this bishop, defending this pawn. Of course, a5 is a completely logical move. So after e5, Nepo finally take on e5. He takes, and here he played queen a2, who is not the best move. Was stronger because after the queen e2 is so strange because after a5, now the a6 square are free for the bishop. So the bishop from a6 can attack the queen on e2. So it's a little bit strange to just place the queen in a square that is going to be attacked by the bishop. And queen f3 or knight f1 are more logical moves, in my opinion. Now like this, jumping to this square. So queen e2 here is a little bit strange. Bishop c5. Again, f3 was more logical, and then place or the bishop or the knight on c4 and bishop b7 the same. He plays the knight on c4 and play for the counterplay here, sacrificing a pawn. Knight f3 again, a little bit strange. Queen e7, and here comes the huge mistake of Nepomniachtchi, playing h3. The problem here, a black position is completely fine, but for example, with white you can play maybe bishop c4, avoiding bishop a6 and stopping this move. This bishop c4 looks like the most yes solid move, I think. Instead of that, because but I don't like in general the placement of the Nepo pieces because first he allowed black to play the pawn on to place the pawn on a5 and the bishop on c5. Used to be two important things because in the line that I know where it is sorry yes in this type of lines, for example 92. Now if black plays bishop c5, okay, you take the space with a5, but you do not allow black to play bishop c5 and take the space with c5. And if you are going to allow these two moves of a5 and bishop c5, better place the queen in a better square like the second time recording today that my mouse fall to the floor. Okay, still with the video. Queen f3. I prefer or queen f3 or just knight f1 going for a better squares. I think that place the queen on e2 is not good, and later place the knight on f3 is not good. So I don't like this move. But now the move who make who lost a pawn is h3, who is a mistake. But the mistake came because white is placing bad the pieces and black is placing well the pieces. So when you place bad the pieces, it's easier to miss a tactic. And here the tactic was bishop a6. What happened? If bishop c4, who is the logical move? Now black have this tactic resource. Bishop takes f2, very strong. Queen takes, bishop c4, bishop g5, and here. Okay, so that's the yes. But okay, now I'm going to put more focus in this line. But it's clear that white have lost a pawn, and what happened if white take with the king, queen c5, bishop e3, and queen c4. I don't know if 94 was possible there, but okay, queen c4 here. Just taking a pawn. If you move the king, the same. So that's the problem of bishop c4 that he just lost the pawn on f2. And of course, if you place queen d1 like Nepo made in the game, you are losing two tempos in a position where the tempos are important, of course. And he'll play queen e2 to return to d1, so he'll just lost two tempos, and now black position is great. Here, after bishop a6, and Nepo goes with queen d1 to maintain the pawn, but the machine prefer to give the two pawn, and here take with the queen. And the first time that I saw this position, I thought that okay, white is clearly better because sorry, black is clearly better because the pawn up. But white have more or less counterplay for the pawn. Of course, black is better, but white is in the game. Bishop d5 here, good move. If you still you play bishop a6, just still development. And if h6 who's a normal move, yes, bishop takes and queen c5, and taking back the pawn because now the bishop is under attack and the e5 pawn is under attack. So here bishop c4 was the best defense, and then take with the queen followed by bishop d5 was the best defense for white. Give the pawn and play active. Instead of that, Nepo decides to Nepo goes for a passive defense. I always recommend if you should select between active defense, giving a pawn, yes, and giving free a pawn, or a passive defense maintaining the pawn, used to be better to give the pawn and just play active. But Nepo in this position decided to play so passive, but his opponent, deep triangles, he only have, okay, I say only, he have 2573 of rating, but in this game he played perfectly, like 28. He plays very, very good this game. After queen d1, of course, black is better here, but he is still playing so good. Rook a d8, attacking the queen, winning more tempos, and black is the position is the pawn structure is more or less symmetrical, but black have the pieces so much active than white. So black is better here. If bishop d2, here important plan, bishop b6, followed by c5, c4. That's the black plan. So Nepo cover with the knight, and now okay, he played bishop d4, who is sorry, is a good move. Now black have this idea of c5, c4, and if the knight goes to if the queen goes to f3, black can take on b2, and then the d2 knight is hanging. So bishop d2 here was the best move. No, sorry, he played bishop d2, who is the second best move, but rook d6 here was stronger, followed by rook fd8. And if the queen goes to f3, who is the only move here, black have 97, and the rook is coming to put troubles on with rook f6, rook d6, rook h6, attacking the queen. But okay, bishop d4 was completely fine. Now black is threatening c5, c4, so white should defend with queen f3, and now black finally win a pawn with bishop b2 and rook d2, and win a pawn, but black is still active because in this position, okay, black win a pawn, but the white is the player who has more development. But here the problem is that okay, black won a pawn, but was black still being active because now it's the rook who is so active. So very bad defense by Nepo. After he blundered bishop a6, he is still playing bad. So queen e3, rook d8. I'm not going to comment so much about the black game after that because he just play all the good moves. So I cannot criticize or analyzing so much because okay, he just play perfect to learn in this game. In other games, I analyze more and comment more and just share more variants that I find for myself or analyzing with the machine. All the games that I comment with us, I analyzed previously with the machine. Okay, I'm a FIDE master. I know chess, but I think that the best way to learn chess is using the machine. So and the stockfish. So all my analysis I use with the stockfish. Of course, I give us my personal opinion of the positions, but I analyze with the stockfish. I think that everybody should analyze with computers. Okay, f4 of Nepo trying to open the dark square bishop. Logical move, of course. But here Italian take and c5. Very important move. Trying to close the white bishops. Bishop d5. And now black goes for a opposite color endgame, but with an extra pawn. And it's not the extra pawn, it's that this pawn is in like the square so weak. This pawn is going to be so weak. So the endgame is just winning. Queen d6, queen g4. Nepo just try to maintain queen. But after queen g6, he just ultrate. But now it's so interesting how Black Man is playing in Rook d7, d6. Okay, here that's the only moment that Bishop b7 was slightly better, but Rook f8 was completely fine attacking the pawn. Bishop b7, now let's see. The huge problem is not the extra pawn that Black have, of course. That these two pawns are so weak. And apart, Black have all his pawns in dark squares, controlling the g3 bishop. So okay, let's see how many space black have, and these pawns are so weak, and the black pawns are so advanced. So um, finally here, black is going to trade his d pawn, who is not making nothing for the pawn who is neutralizing black pieces, and now the position is completely winning. Of course, now he transferring to the rocking game, but he just winning thanks to his pawn, and now rook d2, and this pawn is falling. So okay, I support Nepo and I really like Nepo like player and like person, but okay, I only should congratulate Deep Tayan Ghosh because he made a perfect game and I have okay in chess I support one player more than another, but the first thing that I always do is enjoy the games and respect the players and yes, just enjoy the games. And if you, I not like it's not like football. No, this is my team. No. I just want to enjoy the game. And if Ghosh plays better than Nepo, is fine. I'm going to enjoy the game and admire the Ghost and the every player games and try to learn for that. So congratulations to Ghost. I hope that Nepo, the next candidate, he could qualify as he finally became world champion. So it's been a so interesting tournament. I really enjoying the World Cup. I all the days posting new videos. So let's see the tournament. Bye bye, motherfuckers.